Okay, we're back. I don't know why that happened, but it did. I apologize if you were watching here and suddenly we went out. That was an interesting experience. So I was trying to start the timer on the stream. I deleted it off the scene. But I tried to start the timer, which is from an app inside of Streamlabs, and it just crashed my Streamlabs, which obviously brought the stream down. So, apologize about that. Not sure why that happened. But we will not be using that timer. That timer apparently is a stream killer. Do not use that timer. Bad review. Coming soon. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to say we're at, I know this is definitely not accurate because we're not 1 minute in, but we're going to start at 1 minute. We're going to start at 2 minutes here and we'll start the build, and then we know we're 2 minutes in when we start. So as long as we finish the build before 27 or 28? I can't even remember the numbers. Faster than 27 minutes, then we know for sure we beat the record. Y'all ready for this? And thanks for coming back. So I don't know why I did that. I tested it earlier. It worked fine. And then I tried to do it live on stream, and it crashes Streamlabs. Cool. Not cool. But all right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and get this motherboard out. And just to recap, Jordan, this is your build that we're starting with. If you are watching and now re-watching. We're going to move this out of the way. We don't need that right now. The CPU box did take some damage on the way here, but the CPU is fine. It's very well packaged. Not really worried about it. I've always wondered what the experience is like when a stream crashes, and I don't think I've ever really witnessed one on the viewer end before. What is it like? What is it like to suddenly go dark? Are there so many questions? Or do you play it off and pretend like nothing happened? You just come back on and say, oh, it must be something on your end. Not that I would do that. But today has been a crazy day. So, can't really put it past the fact that it's been a crazy day. And I think there's a full moon right now. Feels like it anyway. Everybody's out looking for a PC all at once. The big question every time somebody's looking at a PC on the website is, will it be ready for Christmas? I gotta say, or start saying soon, no. Already swamped with builds, but I can still get some done, some more. I'm expecting to have all these pretty much ready to go by midweek. That's giving myself a little buffer, so gonna be building a lot. A lot. Like I said, I probably won't want to build another PC, but I will. Especially if it means it's to make a Christmas special for somebody. Definitely love that part about it. Excitement. If y'all are not planning already on recording when they open, I would love to see recordings of the excitement around the PCs when they open it up for the first time. I would love that experience to be shared with me. Or just share it on the Facebook page or the Twitter or tag. Last year, a bunch of customers did that, and I spent probably an hour and a half going through all of them and just smiling the entire time. It made my my Christmas just that much better. Okay, where's my screwdriver? Where'd you go? Here you are. All right, we're gonna get a good zoom here. Zoom. We're just gonna remove all 4 of these screws here for the brackets, and then we'll get the mounting hardware for the Thermalright Assassin X120 SE. And also, we finished that large liquid build that was taking up a huge chunk of our build area, our bench area, bench space. So now that that's freed up, we can now process PCs way faster. Way faster. Now that we have some of that space back. It's so nice. So nice to have that space back. Like I can't express how happy I was to get that space back. Because logistically, it turns into a nightmare over here when there's this many builds all at the same time. Wonder if we have to refresh the chat. Hold on. No, it looks like it's live. I just want to make sure I'm not screwing up and missing anything. I had to refresh it, just in case. Might have been still doing derpy things. Who knows? Alright. Let's get this fan added to the tower air cooler here. And then we'll get the case out because the motherboard, CPU, RAM, SSD is all ready to go inside the case. Looks good. Get that case out. Nice upbeat tempo. Give me a little bit of speed, right? We'll deal with that in a minute. Looking like a gaming PC already, huh? Alright, let's get some of these internal cables pushed through and plugged in. Front panel cables. Hey, how's it going? When I get back to my computer, I'm going to tell you what you're going to buy soon, and I want to see if you think it's a good combo. PC list? Ghost Snipe 4? Sure. Yeah, no, that's not a problem. Send it over. And if you don't already know, you can send it to... If you I think you've sent me one before, so you already know. But yeah, go for it. Send it over. Right now I'm just getting these internal front panel connectors plugged in. Then we'll be able to move on to something a little bit more interesting. There we go. All of our front panel connections are plugged in. So now we can move on to the power supply. Yeah, feel free to send that over. I don't know if I have. I don't know if I told you what I have now. Okay. But yeah, if you want to send it over, you can send it to my Twitter chat or Facebook chat from the Facebook page or the Twitter page. That's probably like the easiest way to IM. Or DM. I don't know what you kids use anymore these days for their acronyms. IM, DM. Drop a chat. I don't even know. I'll have to ask my 11-year-old daughter. She'd probably know. Alright, so we got the power supply unpackaged. We can move on to sliding it in here. Bottom of the case. 4 screws on the side to mount it. Not the side. I just took a whack at the camera. Didn't mean to make you guys dizzy. Or nauseated. Alright. Now I guess we're ready for the graphics card. And we'll deal with some cable management on the back side. Then we're ready to fire this first one up. We're at 24 minutes into the build. Might actually beat the record. This one actually has a real shot. An absolute real shot. See what happens when I'm heads down and I just go, go, go? So you run into an alignment issue like that. All right, cable management, and we're ready. The other cool thing is that this is build number 600. Or 700. We're at 699 right now. 2 ads. Oh, I'm sorry. AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D Gigabyte B650 Aorus Elite. AX ATX AM5 motherboard, Corsair Vengeance RGB 32 gigs 216. This is probably gonna make me lose. We're already at 27 minutes right now. Shit. Corsair Vengeance RGB 32 2x 16 DDR5 6000 CL40. Now what I would do is try to get that CL down. That CL40 is really slow. You could have finished. No, don't worry about it. I've already. It was, my record is 27 minutes, and we just surpassed that before I stopped, so it didn't matter. I didn't realize it took me that long to put the card in. So no worries there. We're not beating the record on this one. But the RAM, the DDR5 RAM 6000 at CL40, I don't like that with a 7800X 3D. The CL40, the timing on there is pretty slow. I would try to get your timing closer to 32 or 30, the CL timing. CL40 is the timing of the RAM. The higher the number, the slower the RAM actually is, and the harder it is for the CPU to, I guess, work well with the RAM, is a way you could look at it. So you want to make sure your CL timing is lower. The lower your CL timing it is, the better. So with DDR5, usually a good timing is around CL30 or CL32. And you could get away with starting out with CL36 and enjoy it, but once you get into CL38 and CL40, it's not going to work well. You'll notice performance loss there. I would go CL36. That's kind of like the entry lower number, and then anything lower is a benefit. But I would not go any higher than CL36 with AMD. But 6000 megahertz is a good speed. So the DDR5 6000 is good. And then the RTX 4070 Ti with the Corsair RM850X. It's great. Another recommendation is for the power supply. I would recommend, instead of going with the Corsair RM 850X, that's going to lack a PCIe 5.0 cable. I believe that model does not have one. I would look for a power supply that is PCIe 5.0 ready. And what that is a 600 watt cable that comes out of your power supply that plugs directly in your 4070 Ti, because 4070 Ti and up require the 600 watt cable, which is 16 pin or 12 pin plus the 4. Let me go grab a power supply, I'll show you. So as an example, this is a 1200 watt. You don't need 1200 watts for your build, but this is a 1200 watt Seasonic Vertex GX 1200. So it's a Vertex series. This power supply specifically has this connection right here. This one. I can zoom in on it. But this connection is a 600 watt connection for the 12/16 pin graphics cards, which is the 4070 Ti and up. So it's this guy. Which connects directly to your power supply and directly to your graphics card. The reason why that's important is if you have PCIe 8, your 8-pin, standard 8-pin, which are... Where are they? There's like 18 of them here. These guys here. This guy versus this guy. Then you're going to have to run an adapter, which is included with your graphics card, which is cool, but the adapters are crap. So you have to run like 3 of these or 2 of these 8 pins to that adapter that then connect to the graphics card. You can look up the Seasonic Vertex 850. That would be the power supply I would recommend. High quality power supply. Seasonic. It's actually this model, the Seasonic Vertex, but it's the GX 850 instead of the 1200. That's what I would recommend running on your build. Because then you have a direct power connection from the power supply to your graphics card, and it minimizes those fail points of the adapter. That's the only reason why I recommend it. Other than that, yes, the power supply you have will work fine. It's just you have to run the adapter. So that's why in any of my larger builds, you'll see me use those power supplies, and it's really because of that reason. There's other models out there that are cheaper. Seasonic Focus? No, it's not the Focus, it's the Vertex. The Vertex is the one you want. I think some of their newer Focus releases do have the PCIe 8-pin, but you'll want to confirm the Seasonic Focus GX 850 does have the PCIe 5.0 cable. So yes, some of those do, but the Vertex series I know for sure does. Because some of the older Seasonic Focus power supplies don't have it, and they're still in circulation. So it's easy to get one without it. Totally by mistake, too. Hmm. Did you find it? If you can't find it, just message me on Twitter or Facebook, or whisper me here on Twitch, and I will drop you a link for one. Or I can try to find one and drop it here. Makes no difference to me. Probably should zoom out. Forgot I was zoomed in. That's better. Question, you think the Apple Studio displays are good for digital art? I don't know. Honestly, I have personally I've never used one, so I can't say for sure. I would recommend maybe taking a look at a trusted YouTuber, meaning one that doesn't have an opinion based on what they're getting paid, but more so one that just does hardware reviews and has reviewed that screen and gives you an honest opinion on it. So that would be my recommendation, Mr. Duck. Ghost Snipe 4, Seasonic Vertex GX 850. Yes, that is correct. And I changed the RAM to G.Skill Trident Z5 Neo RGB. Perfect. The CL30 is perfect. That's a beautiful set. The other thing you want to do on the Neo is make sure, Ghost, make sure it is AMD Expo certified, not Intel XMP. It needs to be AMD Expo certified, not Intel XMP certified. That'll pretty much guarantee it's going to work with your motherboard. Some of the Intel XMP certified RAM still has issues to this day on the AMD platform. So you need to make sure it's an AMD Expo certified kit. And it should say it right on the listing. If it doesn't, don't buy it. If it doesn't say anything about it. Because you won't know what you're getting. And if you need help picking that out, I will gladly send you a link as well on that. And I have a video on YouTube that kind of talks about that. Still relevant to this day, even though it's an older video. It does need some updating, but most of the information there is still pretty relevant. So is that some clean cable management or what? Super clean. The way we like it. Even on the budget builds. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, keep it cool. All right, we're ready to fire this bad boy up and see what it looks like. First time running. It's first run. It's first launch. Don't worry, I will get you a different view here so you can see it. In just one momento. Uno momento. That's about the limitation of my Spanish. Gracias. I guess I know a couple more words. That's it. Alright, I know this camera, because the stream crashed and we came back on, I have to reposition this camera now too. Bastard. They're gonna be staring at the ground for a second. Sorry. Stop, 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 stop. Hey, there's me. Don't ask me why the camera does that. It just is attracted to come staring at me, I guess. I don't know. And about this item, it says designed for AMD, so then yeah, it's probably AMD Expo. I'd say that that is an AMD Expo. On Amazon, it says AMD Expo in the description. Okay, good. Then yeah, that's the right set. Here we go. In a 3, 2, 1, we'll see if this thing blows up. There you go. Like a boss. That's one of 3 that we're going to build tonight. We have a post already. Hot diggity dog. Yes. At least I got some advice before I went and bought for the new build. Yeah, no problem, man. Happy to help. Yeah, the 7000 series likes lower timing on the RAM, and you definitely want to try to target an AMD Expo kit for the best results. So pretty much it'll guarantee once you plug that RAM in, you plug that CPU in, you build it, it's going to post as long as there's no issues with the hardware. It'll post. It minimizes your possible problems with DDR5. All right, Jordan. This is your PC. Now we just got to finish the Windows side of things, do the BIOS update, set the XMP profile for the RAM, set the fan curve, and then install the drivers, and go through the battle tested phase. And then that'll, after it completes all that, it'll be ready for pickup. So probably in the next couple days, we'll have this ready for pickup. I think we chatted on Facebook, pickup by Tuesday, which is what I'm still targeting. So there it is. It looks good. I'm going to try to see if the new Micro Center near me has all that stuff. It does, definitely. In fact, they have a motherboard CPU RAM bundle, but the RAM timing is going to be CL36, not CL30, so that's the downside. So check out their website before you buy that stuff. Might get a better deal, because they do motherboard CPU RAM bundles, and that's to get you in the door, because the only way you can buy it is you walk into Micro Center. You can't order it from their website. You have to actually walk in, which is fine, but the marketing idea is it's such a good deal, it'll get you in there, save some money, and buy some other stuff from them. But I mean, overall, they're pretty good. Their pricing is pretty good. Definitely not getting ripped off at Micro Center. I would say that it would be definitely worth it to you to go check it out before you buy all that stuff. Yeah, you might be able to save a few bucks. Okay, so the PC is done. We're going to shut it down, and then we're going to move off to the next one, the next build. On to the next one. Let's go ahead and switch back over to our top-down view. And I'll clear the bench and get us set up for the next build. This PC is going to make its way downtown to the next bench. All right. The next build. Like I said, these are going to be very similar builds. Except it's in white. Yeah, because I'm going to get a new monitor and everything, because my monitor is shot. I would say monitors, price of monitors, Micro Center is the place to buy a monitor as well. For retail, they just have unbeatable prices there for monitors. They do some really good deals there. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Nope, it's all here. All right, moving on to the next build. Michelle, this one's for you. Or at least this is your order. I believe this is for one of your younglings. One of your kiddos. So this is a AMD Ryzen 3 4100. It's got the 4 cores, 8 threads, 4.0 gigahertz max boost on the CPU. It's a great CPU budget for budget building because we could get it on the AM4 platform and allow really good future upgrades all the way up to a 5800X 3D if you wanted to on this platform. So it's a great platform to work with, to start out on, that gives super good potential on for upgrades. Super good potential. The best potential you could possibly do while keeping it within a budget. Great platform. This was supposed to be an AMD Stealth Wraith heatsink, but we no longer build with those, so we are replacing that with the Assassin X120 SE cooler, air cooler, tower air cooler. It's got 4 heat pipes and a 120 millimeter adjustable RGB fan on it. This is one of our standard coolers that we will use for the Ryzen 5, depending on what version it is, but usually the 3600 and lower will get this guy, and anything bigger will get the Assassin, the Peerless Assassin, which has the 6 heat pipes and the 2 120 millimeter fans. And then once we jump into AIOs, then obviously those are different. But for air cooling, we've got an ASRock B450M. That's the AC edition, so it does have the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth built into it, which most gaming PCs today, anybody that's starting out with a gaming PC is kind of expecting the PC to have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built into it, especially in 2023. So we always focus on making sure the motherboard has that, because it's one item less that you have to deal with while either building or repairing or maintaining later in the future, because it's included in the motherboard package. 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200. Again, this is silicon power. Great RAM to start out with. And then we've got a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, which is Gen 3. This is by Team Group. It's the MP33. It's a great drive to start with. It's very similar to also the silicon power drive that we use. That's a very popular drive we use on the channel. And then we have the AGV Arius Game AGV 500 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. Can't talk all of a sudden. It's just very difficult. Along with the RX 580 by ASRock, trying to pair brands with the motherboard and the graphics card. And this is the 8 gigabyte GDDR5 256-bit PCI 3.0 card, which is OC certified. The Phantom Gaming Edition. Okay, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The case, forgot to touch on the case. It is also a Montech Air 100 micro ATX tower, which has a tempered glass side panel, front mesh, and it's all in white, which includes 4 120mm PWM, well not PWM, DC controlled addressable RGB fans. So the motherboard does control the speeds, it's just not PWM. Moving on. The case that we just built in, but it's in white. Going to start off with the CPU, the motherboard, the RAM, and the SSD. Beautiful. Actually, we're going to need that. Actually a really nice looking motherboard for the price point. I think this one is in the $70 range. For a B450, this would have been a nice motherboard. It probably would have been at its time probably $120-ish. But it's basically the Pro 4, but it has Wi-Fi built into it. So, without further ado, let's get started on this thing. Alright, we are at 56 minutes, so I probably spent 2 minutes on the board already. Just trying to see if I beat my record. I'm sorry, earlier today I bumped my camera and it's not been right. The angle is slightly off, so I have to like angle my stuff. clear it up for you guys. It was bothering me. I thought maybe I could fix it. But screw it. We already went this far like this. Alright, there's our 16 gigs of RAM. 2 8-gig sticks. We're going to be putting it in A2, B2. And then our 1 terabyte M.2 SSD is going to go in our Ultra M.2 slot here. Ultra! Then we're going to use our M.2 screw, which was included with our motherboard, to secure the SSD to the motherboard. A lot of newer motherboards will have the little spinny clip things that secure the SSD. Alright, now we'll move on to the cooler. I already know we have to remove these 4 screws here for the cooler mount. We'll get the cooler opened up. There we go. So we've got our mounting hardware installed with our CPU and our 2 8-gig sticks of RAM and our SSD here. We're ready to put the cooler on the CPU with the, well, actually thermal paste first. And the cooler. There's our heatsink mounted to the motherboard. Now we just need to add the fan. We're going to add the clips to the fan. Then that'll clip to the side of the heatsink. Blow the air through the fins to the cooler, or the heat off the cooler. All right, we're ready for the case. Just used it. Dust filter goes upside down. Weird me out, but it fit. I actually like to put the dust filter on the top because it's easy to gain access to. But yes, especially if you have a radiator or an AIO under here, Josh, you definitely don't want it underneath. So I usually put it on the top. It's usually just where I end up putting it. But I absolutely love this case. Probably the best, still to this day, my top micro ATX case, budget case there is today. Can't beat it. You just can't beat it. actually. This board needs the studs. This board needs the studs over here, so we need to put those in. It's a wider board than the Gigabyte B450. No big deal. We'll just pre-mount them here. And then use the little socket, Phillips socket adapter that I have to drive it. Now the motherboard goes in. Lines up very nicely. Oh boy. I am getting tired. I'm supposed to build one more after this too. But I'm getting tired. I might have to stop and then build it tomorrow in the next wave. I think 2 is a good start. 30, what, 10 o'clock? These were supposed to be like a half hour each. Huh. Not sure what happened. Slightly over that. .3.0 there. That's interesting. USB. All right. That's going to be interesting because now I have to route 3 cable up. Boing. Oh, it's got fans there. I'll take that. That's a W. The USB 3's got to run this way. Walk this way. light. These can go to the third hole. Board's wider. I'd rather see these go position. USB 3, front panel LEDs and power switch. HD audio and addressable RGB hub. There we go. All of our connections plugged in, nice and clean. Just the way we like it. Guess we're ready to drop a power supply in here. 6K for this monitor feels like a crime, but nothing compared to a 50K monitor. Yeah, no. What monitor is it? The BenQ? Oh yeah, that thing's not cheap. Starting to look like a gaming PC? Yeah? Yeah, boy? Just got to do some cable management here on the backside, and we're good to fire this bad boy up and see what it looks like. Another one. Or what do you guys think of that cable management? Is that clean enough for you? Is that acceptable? I think it's beautiful. We muster through another one after we fire this up. Where do I go to get the strength? All right, who's ready to see this thing fired up for the first time? Here we go. You ready for this? Another one. It looks beautiful. Kind of a little slight tweak on the cooler, but I'm not worried about it. Hey, we got the post. Good old post. Whew. Do we muster through another one? It'd be Candy's build. I don't know if she's still on or if she's trying to watch. But Tars is next. It's getting late. I feel bad streaming builds this late because a lot of people are probably already in bed at this point. But it could be the holiday week off. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down and we're going to move on to the next build, I guess. Let's just do it. What's one more? Well, Michelle, this is your build. We are done with the build process. We just have to finish the Windows BIOS update, XMP, fan curve, drivers, Windows updates, and then battle tested phase, and then we're ready for pickup. Probably in the next couple days as well for this one. Yes, another Ryzen 3 build. We got some exciting builds coming up later this week. some flavor. I was building the same PC over and over again. It's exhausting. Still have fun nonetheless. Alright, so we've got another pretty much same build. It's the Gladiator on our website. It's a very popular build this season, especially for younger kids that are trying to do maybe Fortnite or Minecraft and Roblox, things like that. That'll run really nicely on this build out, while also giving them the ability to upgrade. So that's the whole idea of this build. So the parent doesn't have to spend an arm and a leg for their kid to try out a nice PC that they can also grow and upgrade on. And the AIM4 platform is the best platform, greatest of all time, best platform to start on. So highly recommend that if you are a parent and you're trying to do a budget type build. This style build is probably going to be the best option to start with. It's going to get you the best bang for your buck and give you some really good room to upgrade on later down the road. Alright, so we've got the AMD Ryzen 3 4100, which has got 4 cores, 8 threads, 4.0 gigahertz, 4 gigahertz max boost. It's on the AIM4 platform. It's the Thermalright Assassin X120 SE tower air cooler, which has 4 heat pipes and one 120mm addressable RGB fan, PWM. This is in black. The entire build theme is black. We have a Gigabyte B450M DS3H Wi-Fi micro ATX motherboard with 16 gigs of DDR4, 3200 megahertz CL16 RAM. And this is again by Silicon Power, along with a 1 terabyte M.2 and NVMe SSD, which is a Gen 3 MP33 by Team Group. It's a great SSD when you're on a budget. 1 terabyte of space is plenty of space to install games. We really don't work with 512 anymore. That's pretty much done and gone, unless it's a special request or extremely budget build. RX 580 is the graphics card again. This is the Asian version, slightly less than the actual RX 580, but it's pretty much the same performance. It's really just a few FPS or a couple FPS. It's not that big of a difference. The AGV, once again, the AGV RS Game 80 Plus bronze 500 watt power supply. Great power supply to start with. I believe it has a 5-year warranty on it as well. And again, we are going in the Montech Air 100 case. So pretty much the same build that we did the first build during the stream. Yeah. So here we go. And this one is for Candy. Candy, this is your build, your order. So I don't know your kiddo's name, or I would have done a shout out here as well. I probably should start asking for those things. But this is your build here. And we are going to get started on it. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and remove these out of the way. We won't need them right away. Let's get started with the motherboard, CPU, the RAM, and SSD, and the cooler. Ow. That literally just dropped right into the socket perfectly. That was like equivalent to a basketball going swish through the hoop. No joke. I guess it's the small things that you pay attention to when you do these enough. Everybody out there is probably like, what a nerd. This guy is such a nerd. So we've got our Ryzen 3 4100 and our two 8 gig sticks, which is a total of 16 in A2 B2 slots. Now we're going to install our 1 terabyte M.2 SSD, NVMe Gen 3. Goes in on an angle, and then we use the M.2 screw that we just removed from the board to secure it to the board. And now we're ready for the cooler. We already know that these 4 screws come out. And then we do what a nerd! Thanks, some giant idiot. Then we get this mounting hardware for the cooler out of the box. You ready? Oh gosh, that did not work the way I thought it would. I'm trying to just punch through so I could flatten the box. I thought it would look cool, okay? I'm gonna stop trying to look cool. I understand I'm old. And I'm a dad. So I do stupid stuff like that. Start to get tired. The sleepiness is catching up to me. Alright, so our motherboard, CPU cooler, our RAM, and our SSD are all set. Let's go ahead and get that case out. Now you're tired when you forgot to zip tie this. Hey, been having PC regrets from my build? What? Hello, hello. What do you mean you're having PC regrets? What regrets are you having? Let me know. Hopefully it wasn't one of ours. I can't remember. Could have changed the U12 Redux for a cheaper cooler, like Thermalright Assassin X Refined SE Plus, yes. What's that? What's what? This here? This is a addressable RGB hub. Ghost over on Twitch. The Woomy Gang over on YouTube, and have same temperatures on my 12600K. Yes. Yes, we could have done, or you could have done the, not even the Assassin X Refined, but maybe, I would have gone maybe the Peerless Assassin. That would have given you close to the same performance as U12 Redux. Close. Alright, these are all the front panel connections. Fortunately, I know where pretty much all of them go on this motherboard in this case, because I built this build probably too many times. So I can very easily just put it together without thinking much. I could be exhausted and do this. So you forget a zip tie, like I did earlier. Don't forget the zip tie. What's the most expensive PC you've built? The most expensive PC that I've built was in the $8,000, $9,000 range. It was actually just posted on Twitter not too long ago. If you follow the Twitter channel, you'll see a picture of it. I did not do that one live on stream because it took over a week. It took over 2 weeks to build it. So I've done some pretty fancy builds. And I do a lot of budget builds. I am the guide that guides them through the PC maze world. The amazing world of PC. That should be everything. Flip it over, plug it all in. Like an omelet. Right on. Here's all of our connections for the front panel. Guess we're ready for a power supply again. Let's do it. Let's do this. This is driving me nuts. I gotta fix this. Come on. It's getting a little ridiculous. Graphics card time. RX 580. Locked and loaded. Hey, how's it going tonight? Hey, it's going. We're just building. This is build number 3 for the night, and it's actually going to be the last one for the stream. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow building again. So if you missed out tonight, you can always come back and join us tomorrow. But no, for real, we have a total of 20 builds to do. This will take it down to 17 this week that we have to have ready before Christmas, as of right now. You just got back from work not too long ago? Nice. That's a late shift unless you're in a different time zone. I'm Eastern time. So I assume you're probably in a different time zone. Dang it. Get in there. Hey, I wanted to ask, what's your sponsorship requirements? Been thinking about possibly trying to get some for my channel once it starts picking up more. We don't really have any requirements. Army vet, I know you're up in the UP. Or both of you are. Oh, because that's you. Okay. Always. You following me? Is that one of your kids? Army vet? Or no? Or buddies? But to answer your question, we don't really have any. He's your dad. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. That's why he's like, yeah, we're up there. It all makes sense now. Your middle child. I only have 2, so I don't have a middle child unless you count the dog or the cat. I'm not sure. But maybe those will count. But going back to your question for sponsorships, we don't have any requirements. I really don't have any requirements. As long as you basically fit our, I guess, demeanor. So, you know, you're not completely yelling and screaming and swearing all the time. It's kind of a clean look is what we're looking for to be a partner, because you're carrying our brand and recommending it. That matters to us a lot, or to me anyway, a lot. So it's not really like you have to have 50 viewers max on your streams at all times. I don't really care about that. I really care about what your channel experience is like. That's what I care about. Because really the design of the partnership or sponsorship, it's more of a partnership and affiliate program. I think that's what you're asking about. Something just fell and it was a piece of paper. It was an invoice. I'm going to lose my mind when I try to find out where it came from. Never mind, we're okay. So the affiliate program is designed to really give you the ability to make money off of the builds that get used or purchased with your code. So the idea is that I give you a code for your community, and then your community has the ability to get 5% off of the build itself, because it's coming from your community, so that your community gets 5% off, as well as you earn 5% on that build as well. So each order will earn you 5%. And the idea is that you build up enough, I guess, money, so that if you wanted to buy a PC, you could, or you could cash that out, and the cash out is instant. So as soon as the sale happens, you get sent money. Boom. And there's no cap on that. So if you sell 20 in a week, that's 20 sales with 5% on each of them. Let's say the average PC is $1,500, gaming PC today. That would mean $75 is what you would make on that each time it's sold. Just to give you an idea. You can make some pretty good money on it. I have a couple of partners, affiliates that do pretty good with it. I just broke that zip tie. Nice. But if you go to the website, you can fill out the affiliate form. I'd be happy to take a look and get you set up. So again, it's not really based on the size of your channel or your viewing, but it's what your community experience is like. That's what I'm looking at. So do you stream in a professional manner? Yes. Then you're pretty much in. So does the build make 700 or 699, or is it the 690? What do you mean? It's the ghosts. Makes sense. Okay. So does this build make 700, or is this 699? This is actually. Are you asking about the price on this build? Because this build is the Gladiator. The Gladiator Tier 1 on our website, which is $589. Oh, no. The build count, right. The build count, actually, 699 was at the start of the stream, and this is build number 3, so we've already surpassed 700 tonight. We're at 702 total. So we hit 700, 701, 702. This is 702. I know, I need a way to make that counter go up each time I finish, like push a button, and then it increases that number. That'd be satisfying for me. Sorry, it was really confusing because I went from talking about PC builds and things and back to stream things, and then, yeah. Maybe I'm not meant for this. And then also, Army vet, since your dad, since if he is underage, because it does require the affiliate program, does require PayPal. You, if he doesn't have a PayPal or can't have one because of age restrictions or something, it can go to your PayPal and then you could deal with that. You can collect rent if you want. I don't know the ages over there, but just throwing that out there as well. I don't have any age restrictions regarding that. He's old? Okay. Then no worry. Not underage. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Just making sure. I don't know what I don't know. But I've had some kids that sent some affiliate requests in, and you know, I took a look at their stream and I'm like, wow, they're like 8 years old, but they've got like 15 viewers, which is kind of cool. It's cool to see. And then you know, they've got like 230 subscribers, etc. It's cute. But then I'm like, yeah, I need to talk to your mom and dad first. It's kind of just a weird conversation. Yeah. The awkward things you run into that you didn't think you would run into building PCs. There she is. The Gladiator. Tier 1. This one's for you, Candy. We finally got it built. After that long wait. When did this order come in? 12/4. Wasn't too bad. We're definitely out of our time frame, but I had to reprioritize all of my builds that had to ship to get those done first so that they shipped, and then I could focus on everything that was local pickup. So everything that I'm doing right now is all local pickup, which is absolutely awesome. I haven't really streamed much since I had to get a job. Since life started catching up. I feel bad though, since my community all pitched in to get my current PC. Oh dang. WPC. Yeah, that's always a interesting scenario if they all pitched in to help get you a PC. You should at least try to make the effort of doing a weekly stream. Start with something like that. But it's all about consistency with streaming. I'm very inconsistent, so I'm a terrible example. I'm very inconsistent, but it's all, my stream is all dependent on my content, which is builds, and I have to have those ready to be built in order to do the stream. I don't do any, really don't do any gaming streaming. Game streams, fun. Every now and then I'll do one, but I'm a terrible example is all I'm saying. For consistency. But you could start doing maybe one a week, and then just set the expectation, hey, while I'm working, you know, this is I'll do one stream a week, like an 8-hour stream, and at least keeps your channel and your community alive, breathes life into the community. Yeah, I'm gonna get back into it here soon, even if I don't stream once a week. Try to find a different job that allows me more free time. I wouldn't say do that. I would say your goal would be 8 hours a week, and even if you split it up to a couple hours, I like to stream longer chunks and less throughout the week than I do, you know, small chunks multiple times through the week. So It's just a matter of knowing or understanding your community and what best fits them. Okay. I think I forgot to flip that switch. Let's hit it. What do we want to do? My youngest just walked down here. I thought she was in bed. What happened? Weren't you in bed? Yeah? What happened? But that's tomorrow, and it's not tomorrow yet. You still have to go to bed, young lady.
What happened?
I built all my computers.
What happened?
I built all my computers. I built 1, 2, 3 computers. That one's built. It's ready to go. Not built. Well, there's the third. The third build. Build number 3. All right, guys, with all that being said tonight, we built 3 computers. Yes, we made a dent in the massive build list. Puma 3 or NH-U12S Redux. I don't know. I'd probably... go with the NH-U12 if you don't care about us, you know, like if that's the look you like, then go with that. But that's probably what I would stick with. But I mean, I think the Peerless Assassin would do just fine on there. And if you could go with a AIO, you could actually go with a 360mm AIO as well. That's another option. Hello, I'm back. My PC's probably overheating right now. Yeah. But the Wimmy Gang, I'm actually gonna be calling it a night. We have completed 3 builds tonight that put a huge dent inside my monster build list that we have to get through this week. Have a great night. Thank you. You as well. I will most likely be back online streaming again tomorrow. Time, I don't know. Probably later afternoon, if not evening again. That's just been the cycle lately. Alrighty then. See ya some other stream? Yep, tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow. I'll pretty much be live every single day this week, building. So, just don't know exactly what time during the day. It all depends on how quickly I can get these turned around in between the streams. That's the idea, is to build 3, finish 3, which is Windows, drivers, all that stuff, and then build 3, and then finish 3, build 3, finish 3, and try not to work yourself, overwork. No, there's nothing else I could do. I got to get through these. These are all supposed to be under trees. Thankfully, they're all local pickups, so everybody just has to come pick them up when they're done. You know, they're not shipping, so I don't have to worry about them, you know, getting shipped and making it there. So there's a light at the end of this tunnel. Everything's got to be done before Christmas Eve, actually, because I won't be around Christmas Eve. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Take care. Thanks for hanging out with us.
happened?